Hey, my name's Hasib and I run an online consulting business. In this video, I want to explain to you exactly how I plan to hyper accelerate my YouTube growth for my online business with the sole purpose of getting more clients. So, in order for me to explain to you exactly what my thought process was and how I came to the idea of actually putting the time and resources into YouTube and why I think this is the next move for my business, I need to explain to you kind of like what's going on behind my head. There's only really 4 ways of getting clients, okay? You've got ads, we all love ads, cold outreach, organic, and we have referrals, right? So instantly, let's cross off referrals because referrals are awesome. Everybody loves referrals, but let's admit, if you have a business, you can't really predictably or reliably scale that business purely off referrals. They're like a nice extra bonus, but in and of themselves, it's not exactly a systemized way of client acquisition, is it? Ads, we'll get onto ads in a second, but to basically understand what my thoughts are towards ads, I mainly use cold, right? I mainly use cold, and it's similar to ads because essentially, let's say you start blasting ads tomorrow, you spend $1,000 on ads and you start booking appointments. Your creative was good, you had the right copy. You start actually booking appointments through ads for your, agency, coaching offer or whatever it is. Okay, now when these people actually get onto an appointment with you, what do you think is the first thing they're going to do? When they join the Zoom meeting and they're waiting for you to join, what do you think they're going to be doing? They're going to get your name and they're going to Google it. And they're going to look for social proof. They're going to look for a YouTube channel. And if they don't find anything, if it's just crickets, what do you think they'll think about you? Do you think you have any trust with them? Do you think they have any chance of buying from you? Absolutely not. They're probably going to think you're a scammer or something. So ads are awesome in and of themselves. If you already have some kind of social presence, if you already have an online kind of personal brand, then awesome. Run ads. But if you have nothing, if you don't have social proof, if you don't have any type of online presence, it's really hard to get people to just buy cold off ads. It's possible, it's definitely possible, but it's just difficult. Then we've got cold. Now cold is awesome. Cold is what I specialize in. Cold is like my bread and butter. I think anyone who's tried to start a business and has had any type of agency offer, copywriting, email marketing, any type of SMMA offer, you've done cold outreach at the start at least. And that is a misconception because people think that, it's only for beginners or it's only for people pre 50K per month. That couldn't be further from the truth. I've personally worked with a bunch of businesses who are doing 100K, 200K per month. And I'm talking about businesses whose only client acquisition channel is cold outreach. There's businesses who are clearing multi 7 figures per month and their only acquisition channel is cold email. So it's ridiculous to think that cold doesn't work, but I completely empathize and understand at the start. If you're a beginner and you've never really got any clients, right? This is like you're trying to get your first couple, like 3 to 5 clients. You're going to look at cold outreach and just think, what on earth? Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't check my email. If I got an email from someone pitching me a 5K offer on something, there's not a chance on earth that I would get on a sales call and actually book an appointment with them and ever buy their product. It's impossible. But what you have to understand is that you're thinking from your perspective. I had those same thoughts. Then it clicked in my head. Hang on a minute. I'm not even a business owner. I'm not even a business owner. So of course I'm not going to understand the power of cold outreach. Now, that message is only for beginners because if you're anyone who's been in business for a couple years, you'll understand the power of cold outreach. And of course it's a viable option. Bear in mind that cold outreach has gotten a lot harder recently. 5 years ago, maybe you could mass blast out Instagram DMs and get a decent reply rate, get a decent appointment booking rate, and maybe actually get some clients from that type of outreach. But the market sophistication now is so advanced that you really need to dial in your systems, your cold outreach systems, in order for them to actually get you any results. And once you do that, if you have the know-how, if you have the knowledge and you understand market psychology in today's day and age with today's market sophistication where people have been burnt before, people are very skeptical, then if you're actually able to build out a system where you can actually get an ROI, then you've hit the gold mine and you're going to smash it. And now organic. Organic. Why are we sat here today? What do you think I'm doing? Do you think I just want to talk to you for no reason? Absolutely not. I mean, Maybe I do, but organic is great because maybe this will be better visualized through a graph. If I draw a graph here, right? This is clients and this is time. Time or outputs. Outputs, when I talk about outputs, I'm talking about 1 unit of a content creation. Do you get what I mean? So maybe 1 reel, 1 YouTube video, that's what an output is. And of course that takes time, so it's basically the same thing. And so the graph kind of looks like this. Do you see that? That is exponential. That's what I kind of love about organic, is that with enough time and with enough effort and with enough value provided inside of the market, if you're actually creating good content like I plan to, right? And we'll get onto my strategy. We'll get onto my 90-day strategy to hyper accelerate my YouTube growth. But with enough time and with enough output, you will get to a point where you basically hit this kind of minimal velocity where things just take off, and you know, the inputs that you've been putting in give such an insane return that you kind of have this uncontrollable level of growth and uncontrollable level of appointments being booked through inbound leads. And this is a double whammy, because you see how powerful this graph is, right? But there's something you're missing. The clients or the appointments that you book and the leads that you get from inbound are dramatically different from those you're getting from cold. You know, cold people, you're going to them and they don't really know you. And so they've got to be in a lot of pain. They really have to have a problem that they really want solving right now on that day that you send the message, for them to have that kind of physiological response to actually reply to your message and book a call with you. With inbound, especially on YouTube, someone's going to book an appointment with you only after watching maybe a couple hours of your content. Little Timmy is sitting at his PC and he's watched 3 hours of your content already. He already knows you, he knows your style, he knows that you have knowledge and you're an expert in what you can, and whatever service or product you provide. He has that context behind it. And so when Timmy books a call, he's much more likely to actually sign and close. To just give you some statistics, yeah, because we all love statistics. From cold, you know, the general closing rate from cold traffic is probably anywhere from 10 to 15% on average, right? For a cold offer. Now from inbound, it's very normal to see 25 to 35% closing rate. So that means for every, you know, for every 8 people you have a sales call with, you're only going to close 1 of them. But for people who come from your own content, people who've seen you before and have watched some of your content and know, like, and trust you, those people, out of 8 people, maybe 2 or 3 are going to actually close. And so that's so powerful, because that can literally, not only are you getting more leads, but you're getting warmer leads who are ready to buy and like you already and are basically pre-sold. If your content is so good that they've watched it and they're ready to book a sales call with you, that means they actually believe and trust that you have the expertise to solve their business problem. Okay? And that means the only thing you have to do is not mess it up on the sales call, and they're golden. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, right? The negative or the con of organic is that it takes some time. Like if we go and revisit that graph, right? It takes a long ass time of absolutely nothing happening. This time period here, right? There's a long time between you putting in consistent inputs of high quality, high value content, which, you know, it does take effort. Like this whole setup here, me sitting down and talking, like if you've ever tried to make content before, you understand that it's not the easiest thing to do. There's a lot of resistance inside you that stops you from, you know, just articulating an idea and actually recording it, and it's so cringe, I don't want to post on YouTube. Those kind of feelings, kind of that resistance, coupled with the amount of time it actually takes to actually pump out enough videos to gain traction. Those reasons are exactly why this type of area of the graph, this period, this kind of purgatory period, is so difficult, and so many people quit. Like maybe they'll quit here. They've had enough. They've posted 10 videos. It's enough. It's not working. They might be 3 months in. Or maybe you're this guy, you're 1 year in, and you know what? You've posted 50 videos. You've had enough. it's not working. You're not booking clients. Everybody who gets on your calls are unqualified. You know, you're on like 12 subscribers after 30 videos. You know, it's not a good feeling when you have more videos than subscribers. So it's really easy to give up when you're in one of these times. And so really all your main goal should be, if you're trying to grow your own personal brand or get any type of organic traction, is just to get past that specific point where your resistance is like at max, but you're just before the minimum velocity where you're just about to take off. And that's exactly here on the graph. Okay. And for me personally, this is quite arbitrary. It's not really based on anything, but understand my logic. Just bear with me. Understand my logic behind saying this. I believe that this point is when you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watched. What is the significance of those numbers? Did I just pluck these out of the air? Well, kind of, but not really. When you hit 1,000 subs and you have 4,000 hours watched, that is when your account gets monetized. And now something really interesting happens, because YouTube themselves have an incentive to boost your video and to boost your channel, because they're actually making ad revenue off people watching your content. And so if you are at this point, if you have 1,000 subscribers and you have 4,000 hours watched and you're monetized and YouTube can now put ads on top of your videos, theoretically, if you have high value content that your niche is actually looking for, and YouTube's able to push that successfully, it makes economic sense for YouTube to push your video because they'll make money on ad revenue. Then that is when you see this absolutely insane exponential growth. Okay? That is the theory that we're working off here. My issue, my personal issue, is that I'm in a little bit of a rush, I'll be honest with you. I'm not trying to do this in a year or 8 months. You know, typically people say, those who I'm learning personal branding off and you know, kind of like designing my personal brand off, my competitors, a lot of them, it took them, 7 to 8 months and 3 videos a week. So 3 high quality, high effort videos every single week for 7 to 8 months before they got this kind of traction. Okay. And that's awesome. I'm really happy for them. But for me personally, I am in a bit of a rush. I just want to really hyper accelerate that process for no apparent reason other than you need to be in a rush. Like, you have to do things fast. Like, I'm not going to wait around to get clients, I'm trying to scale at the maximum velocity possible at this stage of my business because I have the capacity to handle clients at the moment. And I need to get to my next bottleneck, which would be getting to a point where it's difficult for me to take on more clients. That's where I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to have my bucket of clients overflowing, right? So, and I'm in a rush to get there. So this is how long it takes most, B2B kind of niche down channels when they really do provide value. And so what I'm thinking is, instead of it taking 7 to 8 months, I'm posting 3 times a week. What if I just post one high quality video every single day for 90 days? Now that sounds ambitious, I understand. Like, even 3 videos a week takes a hell of a lot of consistency, and it is a real commitment. But I don't know, I truly believe that, bear in mind, I've got med school as well. I'm a 3rd year medical student, but I still think I can get it done. Like, 100% I will get it done. You'll see it get done. When you refresh the page tomorrow, there's going to be another video there, buddy. The plan is 90 videos in 90 days. Holy, makes me nervous even saying that, but we've got to do it. We've got to do it. The goal is that when I'm at 5 to 6K subscribers, I'll be easily, with the type of content that I'm planning to make, I'll easily be booking 10 to 15 appointments every single day. That would be insane. That really would be insane. By the way, purely from organic content. As soon as I get to this stage of the graph, right, then I won't have to do not one video a day, because that it really is a sprint type of thing. It's not really sustainable long term. But if I can actually hyper accelerate the first part of this graph and get to this exponential stage, maybe when you're getting like 2,000 subscribers, then you're going to be at 10,000, then you'll be at 40, this exponentiality, that's what I'm trying to get to as fast as possible, because that's when results kind of, you want the channel to grow with the business, you know? So yeah, that's the plan. The type of videos, now let's talk about the type of videos I'm going to post. My only goal with this channel is to use my years of experience in business and what I've already done, you know, I'm literally going to squeeze my brain for every single droplet of information that will help you acquire clients. That's pretty much it. I'm going to search for every nook and cranny inside of my brain to look for information and provide value to you guys to help you book clients for your business. And, you know, it's really important to me because I wish I had someone like me teaching me like 2 years ago. Do you get what I mean? A lot of these YouTube channels, it literally makes me want to because, bro, these YouTube channels are literally like, oh, here's 3 punctuations to use in your cold emails to increase the open rate by 50%. Do you know what I mean? It's just trash like that. It's just absolute trash. Like, oh, here's my 13-day strategy to build a 1 million a month business. Or it's like, it's just trash. It's just absolute trash. It's just fluff. Okay. I'm not interested in making any of that kind of clickbaity, oh, here's a list of 17 openers to use in your cold DMs. I'm not into that. Okay. I'm not going to be that type of person. I'm not shitting on that content. That content's great. Of course it's great. But the reality is that there's no script that's going to help you magically book clients. There's no close. There's no sentence that you can say in a sales call that automatically closes all of your sales. Okay, there's philosophies behind things. There's mindsets behind things. There's limiting beliefs that you might have. And if you just unlock that one limiting belief, everything will become clear to you, okay? There's no specific copy or specific script or specific strategy or tactic or technique or software that's going to magically grow your business, okay? There just isn't. You need real insights from someone who's been there, and that's exactly what I'm going to try to do for you every single day for the next 90 days. So, you know, I feel like maybe it would be a good idea for you, perhaps if you're trying to grow your business, to hit the subscribe button and, you know, maybe leave a comment. Like if you're trying to grow a person on a serious note, if you're trying to grow your own personal brand, if you have a B2B offer, an agency or a coach, or you have a consulting offer, anything like that, then it's 2026. You have to have a personal brand. You have to post on YouTube. You know, imagine you have a prospective client, you have a dream client in front of you, and 2 companies approach them. One company is yours, and one company is someone else who's like maybe 2 steps ahead of you, 3 steps ahead of you, and they've got a landing page and they've got 3 YouTube videos. But other than that, you guys are exactly the same. You have the same articulation. You have the same level of persuasion. Your offer is the same. Your product has the same quality. You know, your service delivery is the same. Everything's the same, except this guy has 3 YouTube videos and you don't have anything. The guy with 3 YouTube videos will 100% win every single time. It's not even a question. Of course they will, because it instantly shows that you're putting your face out there and you trust that you have enough expertise to actually go out publicly and announce to people that you do this service delivery. If you're thinking of starting a business and you're trying to go down this whole faceless route, oh, I'm going to be a faceless YouTuber, I'm going to be a faceless business coach, buddy, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. People want to interact with people. That's why no matter what happens, if you're selling high ticket, then you're going to have to hop on sales calls, buddy. I'm sorry if you're socially awkward, or, you know, you don't like talking to people, or you think it's a waste of time, like your time is worth, and you're going to have to do these things. And it's so crazy. People with every single atom in their body, they want to make their business successful. They want to make their business take off, but they're not willing to even record themselves like talking about their business or their product online. How does that make sense? It doesn't really add up, and it doesn't add up in the client's mind, because when the client's on that pre-sales call, when they're sitting before you join the Zoom meeting and they Google your name and they don't see a bunch of proof that you are actually who you say you are, you're actually a real person, you're not an AI chatbot, right? That is what will build confidence in them, and that's what will make the sales process so much easier and actually close the clients. And when you have clients who actually believe in you as a person, the whole process of client acquisition just becomes 10 times easier. Do you get what I mean? So if you're an agency, coach, or consultant selling a high ticket offer, then I mean, at the moment, I don't have a link in the description, but soon there will be a specific YouTube funnel, and yeah, there'll be a pinned comment in the next couple of videos. And once this channel starts building some traction, people are going to click the link, and I'm going to slowly be booking 5 to 6 to 7 to 8, 10, 12 appointments every single day solely from my YouTube channel. Bear in mind, I have a bunch of cold outbound channels going out at the moment, which are consistently booking appointments, right? So this is where the fun starts. This is where the scaling happens, you know? And if you want to learn about cold outreach, you want to learn anything about client acquisition, just leave a comment of what you want me to make a video on and I'll make it. Cool. See you guys later.